Hi. So I finished class and now I am dropping Kat off and I'm going to go help my brother paint a little bit in his house. So that'll be fun. And I hope you are having a good day. We talked about a couple things today about what like forever looks like to people. And I tell you what, I'm going to have to tell you a story about a friend of mine later on, because I think it's a story worth telling, because I think it's a trap a lot of people fall into. So I'll do that later. But in the meanwhile, completely unrelated topic, I want to share what love is. Unconditional love. I did a thing what love is not. I want to tell you what love is, because I have studied what love is, by number one, by studying the Bible, by studying God, by observing a lot of people, by a couple really good mentors who I think show love unconditionally very well. Love to me in its purest form, in the real form that it was made to be, made to exist in, it's about freedom. Love is freedom. And what it involves is you caring more for the well-being of someone else than you care, or as much as you care for your own well-being. So there's no selfishness in it. I think that's the biggest thing that separates fact from fiction, true love versus world's love, which is not love at all. Anything with selfishness in it, then it breeds enmity and strife. If there's selfishness in it, then there's little reasons to be angry, to have problems with it, to be bitter, to be resentful, to have to ask forgiveness when selfishness is there, when selflessness or equality of care for some person, so you're loving them as much as you love yourself, which means you consider their point of view in the whole subject. I think that's the crux of the matter right there, is that love. That kind of love looks like, I was going to go here, but you need me to come here, so I'll do that. But it is something to where you don't like give yourself away and never get anything back. No, there's a reciprocity to it. Reciprocity? I'm having trouble wording. There's a reciprocity to it. That's the right word. I said it. Okay. But it doesn't have to be. You're loving someone unconditionally, which means sometimes they're not going to love you back. They're not going to do it right. But you're being patient and you're still doing it. However, you set up healthy boundaries, because if there are no boundaries, then the person who is unhealed, who's choosing to stay unhealed, though you still love them, would suck you dry in a matter of no time at all, would manipulate, would control, would whatever. And so you put boundaries up, because here's the why. If somebody is in an addiction or a lifestyle that is anti-God, and thus anti-you, if you are for God, then supporting the addiction and enabling it is actually not love. It's the opposite of love. It's not love at all. If you're enabling somebody in their addiction, in their sin, then you are contributing to their demise, because going against God like that is damning them to hell. You hate them. You detest that person that you're enabling. So real love puts boundaries up. You know, I'm going to say I love you, but I can't support this behavior. So I'm going to if you start doing that, I've got to go over here. I can't be around that. Because you don't want to encourage somebody to go to hell, because that's on you. And them, of course, still. But sometimes the best way to love someone is to tell them there's these boundaries, and I would love for you to get your heart right, but I love you anyway. I love you anyway, I just can't be around it. You're not loving them less. There are people I still, to this day, love with all my heart, unconditionally. Will never be around them again. Because they've chosen a different way. They've chosen the opposite. They've chosen hate instead of love. Everybody has that choice. It's a stupid choice. It's a bad choice. But everybody has that choice. Anyway, I think that's the crux of unconditional love, is that you are caring for someone else the way you would want to be cared for, no matter what they do, with or without healthy boundaries. I think with healthy boundaries, if they're doing stuff wrong, if they're on the right track as you, it can be more reciprocal. It can be freeing, and you can just pour into each other like crazy. I think that's ideal. I would love to experience that someday. And by God's grace, I will. It's up to Him. But, you know, it's a beautiful thing to put someone else and treat them the way you would want to be treated. Because, wow, does that feel good? It feels good to know that you did it, even if they don't reciprocate. I said that right? I need more coffee. I really, really do. Anyway, that's my little tidbit on what love is to me, what real love is. And of course, I measure that by what God is, God's love. That's how He loved me. He loved me. He loved me into healing. He didn't hate me into healing. He didn't judge me into healing. Real love doesn't judge. Because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes big mistakes, whether they like to admit it or not. Anyway, there's my 2 cents. I love you. God loves you unconditionally. Bye.